Now, we need to find an equation whose rational roots are given. Well, if alpha and beta are roots of this quadratic equation over here, form the equation whose roots are 1 minus alpha over 1 plus alpha and 1 minus beta over 1 plus beta. Now, before we do anything, remember that a quadratic expression can be written down like this: 1 minus sy plus y minus sy plus p is equal to 0. S is the sum of roots. Sorry, this is y square. Y square minus sy plus p is equal to 0. And s is the sum of roots, and this p is the product of roots. Now, we'll proceed further. We'll use these two formulas as we've done before. You must remember them at all costs. So, alpha plus beta can be written down as minus 3 over 1, as the value of b is minus 3 and the value of a is 1, this 1. And alpha beta can be written down as c over a, which is this 5 over 1. So we have values of alpha plus beta as 3 and alpha beta as 5. Now, the roots of the equation are 1 minus alpha over 1 plus alpha and 1 minus beta over 1 plus beta. So we first find this sum of roots. So 1 minus alpha over 1 plus alpha plus 1 over 1 minus beta over 1 plus beta. Now, after performing the LCM, you get this term. Now, upon further multiplications and further simplifications, obviously over here, you'll cancel out this plus beta and minus beta, you'll cancel out this minus alpha and plus alpha, you'll cancel out basically, that's it actually. So you'll add up this one and this one, and you'll add up this minus alpha beta and this minus alpha beta to get 2 minus 2 alpha beta. And in the denominator, this just becomes basically 1 plus alpha plus beta plus alpha beta. Now replace this alpha beta with this 5, this alpha beta with this 5 as well, and this alpha plus beta with this 3. And so you get this. And upon further calculations, this is what it comes down to, minus 8 over 9. So the sum of roots is minus 8 over 9. Now we find this p, the product of roots. So you'll multiply these two and you'll get this term over here. Upon further multiplication and calculation, you'll see that it comes down to this. Now, this can be written down like this as well. So you'll now basically replace this alpha plus beta with 3, this alpha beta with 5, this alpha beta with 5, and this alpha plus beta with 3. And you get this. Now, upon further calculation and simplification, this is what it comes down to. The product of roots is equal to 1 over 3. Now, as you remember, the way to find the quadratic equation is y square is equal to minus sy plus p. We found s and y. So this is basically the quadratic equation. And to give it a more formal look, you'll just multiply each term with 9, and that'll give you this. This is the final quadratic equation of the roots that were given to us, which were which is 1 minus a over 1 plus a, and 1 over alpha minus 1 minus alpha over 1 plus alpha, sorry, and 1 minus beta over 1 plus beta. So you solve the question.